Linda Swain in for Patty Daly, who is off today. We're going to start the show on line one. Dave Kane, you're on the air. Hello.
Good morning, Linda. A long time I haven't been talking to you. I talked to you years ago when I was on the health committee in Stephenville.
Oh, yes.
And, a long time ago. Linda, I want to comment on our municipal election that was held on October 2nd for the town of Stephenville Crossing. We had 9 candidates running for 7 seats. There were 2 new ones running. When the election was over, 2 former councillors lost their seats, and 2 new ones, Mr. Tom Brake and Kim Nolan, was elected. Mr. Tom Brake, he got the most votes. Linda, for many years, the town of Stephenville Crossing municipal election was always a tradition by council that the person who topped the polls will be offered the mayor's position out of respect and courtesy by members of council. So when they had their meeting Monday night, October the 6th, the mayor, Tom Brake, had the most votes, and they asked him if he wanted mayor. Yes, but listen to this. The town clerk and manager, and who was the returning officer for the election and who ran the meeting on Monday night, October the 6th, got up and said, this is not the way for the councillor that got the most votes. There has to be a nomination for mayor and deputy mayor. So, Linda, this was all planned, and they changed it. So Lisa Lucas, the former mayor, she wasn't going to run, but the last few days she decided to run, and it was all planned to get her elected again. So now we got a mayor that got the less votes, and we got a deputy mayor who got the less votes. And Tom Brake, who got the most top the polls, he's just a councillor. So there's no wonder, Linda, nobody wants to run for council in Stephenville Crossing.
So you say that this was always the tradition? Was it
Yes, Linda. I've been here since '69, and the town manager said it was changed in 2014, and is in the municipal act. I read the municipal act, same as the 2 or 3 councillors, and it's not in. Don't say in the municipal act. This was all planned because they didn't want Mr. Tom Brake to be mayor because he was on council one time before, but he got transferred to Ontario to his new job. And it's all up in the air. It's the same old story here in Stephenville Crossing. And not only that, Linda, the next day the mayor, Lisa Lucas, got on OPENLINE saying that Mr. Brake did not have the experience to be mayor. What a kick in the face to Mr. Brake. And when Lisa Lucas was first elected as mayor a few years ago, she didn't have no experience. So Mr. Tom Brake was a supervisor for many years and a very smart man. So it was all done behind the scenes, Linda.
Well, you're making some pretty serious allegations here. I'd like to hear what Mr. Brake or the former mayor has to say for themselves on this matter. Once again, you say that there was a change made. When was the change made?
It was made when they went to the meeting on October the 6th, Monday night, to welcome the 2 new councillors along with the 5 former councillors. And then the town manager got up. She ran the meeting. She was the returning officer for the election, and she said it's not that way. It got to be voted on. And a former mayor got up and asked her, when did this happen? She said in 2014. And it was not in the act. It was never in the act. This was all done by consensus of councillors over the years. I was talking to a former mayor, Mr. Cliff Goodyear, was mayor for this town, and that's the way it always was. And even Mr. Haver Young was mayor a few years ago, and he said the same thing on Facebook. It was always a tradition done by the councillors, not by the town manager.
Yeah, I know in many municipalities that's been the case. Is the person who accrues the most votes is gets the mayoralty.
That's right, Linda. And not only that, mostly all the St. George's, same thing in St. George's this year. The column, I think Mr. White got the most votes again, and he's mayor again. So they never had no vote. Whoever got the top of the polls got mayor. So, what's done wrong behind the scenes, they had it all planned. They wanted Lisa, they didn't want Mr. Tom Brake as mayor.
Well, they'll have to answer for themselves, I suppose. If they would like, they can give us a call and let us know what happened there, what was behind the decision-making process.
And then a lot of people know, like they said, why should they vote again? This wasn't done right, you know. And that's why we always got problems here in Stephenville Crossing. And I call Municipal Affairs, and I want somebody to come out and investigate it, and he wouldn't do it. He's not going to do it, he says. But he did it to Debbie Brake Patton in Kipling a few years ago. She was cut off as mayor, and she wasn't allowed to run for 2 or 3 more years. And then look at Stephenville, all the racket he had down there when Tom Rose was mayor. And they wouldn't investigate Tom Rose either. Now the same thing goes for our council in the crossing. And people here are now all divided in our town, and then on account of this.
Well, Dave, I'd like to hear from those elected to council, see what they have to say about it. I really appreciate your call and bringing this to our attention.
Yeah. And thank you very much for your time, Lynn. It was nice talking to you again.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. And once again, if anybody on the Stephenville Crossing Town Council wants to give us a call and let us know what happened there, what was behind that decision-making process, they're certainly welcome to do so.